Mofo asks, if you could work as a full-time gaming streamer, would you quit being a doctor? That's a difficult question. That is genuinely a difficult question. So, okay, maybe you know, that's a good topic, Mofo. Thank you, by the way. Hello, how are you? On the one hand, okay, I'm a scientific doctor, not a medical doctor. The work I do is I find it fulfilling. Like, you know, nobody wants to work, I think. Like, nobody's like, yes, I wish I could go back to work and work some more. Or than some freaks. But as far as, you know, different jobs go, I've had a few different jobs. I really like this one. It's diverse, you meet a lot of people, it's intellectually challenging, and it's just flat out, you know, fun sometimes. My stream today was late because I was at work building a microscope, and I was just having a good time building that microscope. You know, my advisor came by, we looked at it together, and we were having a good time. You know, I stayed like an hour longer at work than I was supposed to. So I really like that. But I really dislike living in cities, and being a scientist, being a doctor in science, is very precarious. There's no guarantees that 4 years from now I'll still have a job. Basically, I'm on a temporary contract for 3 years, and when that contract ends, all bets are off. Maybe I'll find a new position, maybe I won't. I just don't know. I don't have a future. I don't have a, you know, defined future. I don't have a career path. I would like to become a professor, but there are very few professor spots and very many people who want them, so the odds of getting it, extremely low. So if you would ask me, you know, say I could be, you know, a sufficiently popular game streamer, I don't mean, you know, barely getting by, I mean like, you know, making actual money. I would probably stop being a doctor. I'd be very worried about it. Because like I said, you know, okay, my current job isn't very, you know, secure. Like, I don't have a solid career, not a guaranteed career. But neither would I have as a game streamer, so a bit even. And I really dislike that I have to live very close to big cities. I used to live near Stockholm, then I lived there in Berlin. Now I'm living near Oslo. And I'm not a fan of cities. You know, I like nature, I like the outdoors. If I could buy a nice little cottage somewhere a bit outside of town, somewhere in the forest, with good internet, ideally. Okay, that's challenging. Playing video games, making some videos, having a good time and making kind of ridiculous amounts of money. I think I would. I think I would. I don't think it would ever happen. It's not really my goal or expectation, you know, streaming. I'm mostly here to meet fun people and have a good time. But, you know, nobody really knows the signs of going viral or becoming big and popular. If it were to happen, I probably would quit the science thing. Probably. But I genuinely don't know. It's not a decision I would make, you know, in a snap. You like areas with easily accessible places to ditch bodies. I mean, that and plenty of firewood for pirates, Marcado, you know?
Fuel scooping.
You want to get rid of them, you need to make them smaller first. I mean, it's economical. Think, man. I know very few people who do this sort of thing permanently / professionally. There's one Thief 2 streamer we're good friends with. Don't have any money. That's what I would be worried about. Afterlife, I'm just thinking about this thing Afterlife is, and so there's a guy called Lex Plays Game. Really nice guy. He's British. I think he just finished high school. He's you know, late teens, I think, early 20s. Wonderful voice. Streams really fun. You know, he's really good at it. He's fun to be around. 21. Thank you, Lavender. I don't know if he's making enough money to live off it, but I think he's still living with his parents, so, you know, it's not necessary. But he's pretty much the only one I know that is actually serious about the whole streaming thing. And even then, I'm not sure if he could, you know, sustain himself if he wasn't living with his parents. Yeah, he is a really nice guy, right after. And I think a little bit that there is sort of the market is saturated. Let me put it like that. The market is saturated. Anyone, you know, who was interested in watching a Twitch streamer probably already has a half a dozen Twitch streamers that they follow. Why are they gonna follow you? And, you know, the pros, most of them have been doing it for 5 years, 10
Fuel
years.
scooping complete.
Like, and they were obscure in the beginning, right? Like, someone like Muzak has been doing videos for 10 years.
Frameshift drive
Like,
charging.
if you want to jump in now, I would almost... Well, you're not necessarily too late, but you have to be really, really good. Hey, we're entering the Norma arm. Nice. Isn't Jessie making money off the streaming? Yeah, I mean, like I said, there are a few... Oh, I don't know if she does it professionally, actually.
1.
So I got actually, last year, at the end of the year, you get some Twitch overviews, and I was apparently one of the top 1% streamers for TF2. If you've watched the Team Fortress 2 stream in the last year, odds are you watched me. Or at least you're aware that was there. If you happen to be online at the right time. I was one of the most popular ones. Like, I'm better than 99 other...
scooping.
You put 100 TF2 streamers next to each other, I am more popular than 99 of them. Which, you know, feels good. I made like $50 over the whole year. Like, you can be really good. And, okay, I'm touting my own horn here, but, you know, objectively, the numbers, I'm top 1%. And I make practically nothing. So, I don't see that changing. I don't think it's really... Like, there's a very large amount. There are hundreds of thousands of streamers who make almost nothing. And then there are a few hundred, maybe 1,000 or 2, who make enough to make it a living. And the odds that you'll be one of those 1,000 is partially luck, partially having been there for a long time, which none of us have, and partially more luck, I think. Partly skill. I mean, there's a bit of skill, but... So, my goal is to make... Yeah, I think Elf's Life, you come into it with that. Like, if your goal is to make people happy, or to make friends, like, meet interesting people, that's more or less my goal as well. And I think for that, streaming is awesome. I'm having a great time. I'm meeting a lot of people that play games with me. If I want to play TF2 or Overwatch, I can always fill a party, which is, you know, that's kind of been my main goal, and I'm there. So, mission accomplished. If your goal is to make money and live off of it, oh, that's... And I guess Lex probably makes a bit more than me, you know, he has more subscribers, or sorry, more subscribers rather than followers. I think he encourages a bit more the cheering and stuff. And there's one really nice, really dangerous streamer, Brother Sabathius, who I think made it to Twitch partner recently. I've seen him with like 1,000 viewers. Like, he seems to be doing really well. I don't know if he's doing it professionally, but does it well enough. But he's always streaming, and I still don't know if he has maybe not a job next to it. Lavender needs to get a more stable setup and ideally a better streaming area to ever consider doing Twitch full time. What do you mean by streaming area, Lavender? You mean like just your room, or? Lavender saying best stream place is underground, so let me be loud without annoying anybody. Yeah, that's something I'm worried about here, because right, I moved into an apartment complex, so I have neighbors up and down and there, and
Frameshift drive charging.
One of the reasons I don't do late streams anymore is because I think I talk too loud and they can hear me, and that's the other reason why I have this headset on, that I can hear myself, so I don't talk too loud. But sometimes, you know, I yell, scream, you know, when something really cool happens. I try to keep it down, but it feels restrictive. That's the other thing where, you know what I was saying earlier, if I had the chance to become a full-time streamer, you know, I'd live somewhere in a nice little place, somewhere isolated. That's why, you know. Give me a nice cottage in the woods, you know, just me, a couple of dogs, my streaming setup, living dream. Right, the earnings of the top 10,000 was leaked, and Benny made $80,000 in 2 years. Well, that's not bad. Place 2,600. But, you know, that's kind of what I was expecting, Margato. Like, you know, he's the $80,000 per 2 years. That's less than minimum wage here. At least if that's before taxes, which I assume it is.
Fuel scooping complete.
You know, that's 40,000 a year. You pay income tax over that. You have 25,000, maybe 30 left. That's a lot. So that's somebody point to 2,500, most popular one. And I wouldn't consider that, you know, enough money to stop my day job. It's less than what I make in my day job. Let me put it like that. Considerably less.
Engage.
And again, okay, I'm forced to spend more money because I'm living near a big city, and I'm forced to live near a big city because that's where my work is. That's where all the big institutes are. I could make do with less, you know, I could survive on less money, but That would be borderline for me. Like, I don't know if I would go full-time if I was only making 40,000 a year.
Fuel
Probably
scooping.
wouldn't. Then again, you know, I think Benny has other income sources. He has tournaments and stuff.
System scan
YouTube, I
complete.
think he does. But yeah, no, it's if any one of you are thinking about, you know, becoming a full-time streamer or content creator, it's
Fuel
really difficult
scooping complete.
to make a living out of it. Yeah, like Cici said, that's not even a lot. One of the reasons actually why I started to do YouTube, like putting stream content on YouTube, is YouTube is a little bit more continuous. Like with streaming, if you don't stream for a day, you make $0. If you don't put a video up on YouTube, you'll probably still make money. And again, I'm not doing it for the money. I make more than enough for my day job. But it would be nice to have, like, you know, money for free, basically. And if I put a few videos up on YouTube and I can monetize those, well, it's not so bad. I wouldn't mind having a bit of extra
Fuel scooping
spending money.
complete.
But the
Friendship
monetization
drive
requirements for
charging.
YouTube are insane. Like, to start off, you need 1,000 subscribers on YouTube before you can even begin to make money off of it. Like, I have, what, 550 followers on Twitch? I wouldn't even be halfway there, and I've been doing this for like 2.5, 3 years.
2.
And I'm making money off Twitch. Not much, and I'm giving it away to my moderators mostly, but I've made some money. YouTube, I wouldn't make nothing. I'm still not making anything there. Just make some videos like Lazy Purple and then don't make any videos for like 6 months. Yeah, like Cici said, it's going to be a lot of work for zero security and only a mildly acceptable amount.
Fuel scooping.
I mean, on the other hand, what Elfter is saying, or sorry, what Ostuda is saying, you know, if you make one really popular video every 3 months, you know, I don't know how much work that would be. I mean, I follow Soviet Wumble mostly for his YouTube
Fuel
videos,
scooping
which,
complete.
you know, are hilarious. But unless he goes off on a
Drive
tangent.
charging.
But you know, he streams for I think 5-6 hours a day. I work 8 or 9 hours a day. You know, I don't know what you know. He doesn't do the video editing, so maybe he's also working 8-9 hours a day. I don't know, but
4,
I have a theoretical plan of how shit's gonna work for me.
1. Engage.
It's good to have a plan, Lavender. I think it's also good to have clear goals and clear cutoff points. Like if you say, okay, I'm gonna get this many followers by the end of the year, and if I don't reach that, it is not working out, and I'm gonna find another job, maybe. Like, you know, don't overextend. If you want to be a famous YouTuber, you need to be like Mr. Beast. Yeah, that's the other thing, which is really bit annoying as to that. To make really good videos with really high production values,
Fuel scooping complete.
you need expenses. Like, you know, take something like Linus Tech Tips. He produces a lot of high quality videos because he has like 100 people he employs to make them for him.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right? But if you have to do everything yourself, and then you have to do all the editing, you have to do all the camera work, you have to do all the lighting, the sound, the writing, the hosting, you're doing 6 jobs.
4.
Whereas, you know, he has 6 people to do each one of those jobs.
Engage.
And the people doing those jobs, they're specialized. You know, they have that as their full-time job. They're really good at it. There's no way, if you do everything, that you'll become as good at editing as someone who's a dedicated editor. So there's no way for someone by himself, by herself, to reach the same production quality or production schedule as someone who has a whole team behind him. Mr. Beast does these crazy things where he gives away a lot of money or he buys really expensive things. There's no way to do that unless you're already making a lot of money. There's a very
Fuel scooping complete.
I don't know what it's in English. There's a saying in Dutch where well, it's basically the winner
Frameshift
takes all.
drive charging.
You know, if you're good, if you are already winning, you're gonna keep winning more. But you need to get to winning fast. Only $10,000. Yeah.
Engage.
But like I said, you need to hire people, and you can't just hire someone for one day. You need to work with them. You need to establish a working relationship. There's a whole thing. I'm not saying it's impossible. People clearly do it. It's a lot of work. And it takes a lot of expense, and you'd have to be really sure
Fuel
that it's going to
scooping.
work. And I think there's probably a lot of people who have tried that, you know, who spend a lot of money, you know, launching their career, launching their YouTube channel, and it just never took off. But you don't hear from them. Because you hear from the successful people, the people for whom it worked out. You don't hear from all the failures. Nobody's going to give motivational speeches at the universities, you know. Yes, I tried really hard and I sunk $30,000 into my YouTube channel, then it failed and I lost all my money. So now I'm back to working as a gardener. Nobody's going to invite those people. Nobody's going to ask them to speak. They're going to invite the person, yes, I tried really hard and I worked really hard and then I became a famous YouTuber. Yes, nice for you, but there's a very strong survival bias there. YouTube gives you a small, yeah. So that's, there's a chance. That's the thing. I think that's the best way to sum it up. There's a chance that you'll go viral, that you'll become super popular, super famous. But it's a very, very small chance. And you can increase those chances by being really good, having really good content, and uploading a lot, having a regular schedule. You know, all those things you can do, you know. Learning what kind of videos do really well, then making more of those videos. Learning the tricks that people use to get more viewers. Like, you ever seen one of those thumbnails where there's a YouTuber just with making sort of this face? You know why they do that? Because those kind of videos tend to get clicks. That's the long and short of it. You know, why do people make clickbaity titles? Because the clickbaity titles get views. You'll never believe what Marcado put on his consensus objector today. That's a video that's gonna get views.
4, 3,
hey,
2,
this guy named Marcado
1,
sent me a photo of a fridge on his consensus objector. That's not gonna get views. Probably. I don't know. I'm not a professional YouTuber. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna call it quits. I wish you all a very fond good evening. Taunts out.